Some people carry storms in silence, smiling in photographs while entire worlds collapse behind their eyes. But hidden beneath ordinary lives are stories heaven never ignores. A young woman sat alone beneath flickering apartment lights, scrolling through rejection emails at 2 a.m. Her degree framed on the wall like unanswered prayer. Every ambition slowly drowning in unpaid bills across the city. A man recently released from prison stared into rain-soaked streets, wondering whether society would ever let him begin again. And somewhere else, an elderly pastor reopened a nearly empty church, dust rising from wooden pews, yet still believing revival could breathe again. Different lives, different battles, same desperate need, a restoration. And slowly doors began opening where silence once ruled. A stranger offered opportunity, a choir returned to the church. A son came home after years of distance. Healing entered conversations that once sounded like war zone. Because God rebuilds lives the way dawn arrives, quietly at first. Then suddenly, the entire horizon changes color. There are miracles hiding inside delayed seasons. There are blessings forming beneath unanswered prayers. The grave was never the ending for Lazarus, and your story's not ending in ruins either. I hear chains breaking in the distance. I hear hope rising from exhausted lungs. I hear heaven rewriting broken histories. A teenage girl worked night shifts inside a roadside diner, balancing textbooks beside cups of cooling coffee. Neon lights flickered above her tired reflection like broken stars fighting to survive the rain. Customers came and disappeared like passing trains, while she memorized biology terms between exhaustion and hunger, dreaming of becoming a doctor someday. Even though overdue bills stacked higher than confidence at closing time, she walked home through streets soaked in ambulance sirens, passing luxury towers glowing like distant galaxies. Yet deep inside her chest, hope still breathes stubbornly. Years later, inside a crowded hospital hallway, a frightened child grabbed her hand before surgery. And suddenly she remembered the girl who once cried quietly in restaurant bathrooms, praying life would notice her existence. Now she wore a white coat instead of fear, proof that destiny sometimes grows underground like roots preparing forest nobody can yet see. These are the stories of life, where shattered seasons become symphonies, and wounded hearts learn how to sing again. These are the stories of life, where ordinary people carry invisible miracles, walking through fire without turning into ashes. Every tear becomes part of the orchestra, every setback writes another page, and somewhere beyond the chaos, grace is still composing beautiful endings. An old street musician stood beneath a railway bridge every evening, playing melodies on a weathered violin scarred by time. People hurried past him, carrying expensive distractions, rarely noticing the sorrow hidden inside his music. Once he had performed inside grand theaters before betrayal collapsed his career like fallen chandeliers. Friends disappeared, promises dissolved, and loneliness became the loudest voice in the apartment. But still, he played. One winter night, a young boy stopped beside him in the snow, listening as the violin painted emotions words could never explain. The child whispered, "My mother died last month, but your music made me feel like heaven still remembers us." And in that moment, the old musician realized purpose had never abandoned him. Even broken instruments can still release healing, because life is not measured only by applause. Sometimes greatness is simply refusing to let bitterness silence your gift. I have seen flowers rise through concrete sidewalks. I've seen survivors smile with oceans behind their eyes. I have seen rejected people become answers to someone else's prayer. The darkest chapters often introduce the brightest transformations. Do not let temporary pain convince you your story has no meaning. Some victories arrive quietly before they become visible. The chapters that nearly broke you may become the very reason others survive. Keep moving. Even exhausted stars still shine in the night. Your story is not over yet. These are the stories of life, where survivors become lanterns in the darkness, where lost dreams return, wearing new names. These are the stories of life, where heaven rebuilds exhausted souls, and broken roads still lead somewhere beautiful. No silence lasts forever, no heartbreak owns tomorrow. And somewhere right now, another miracle is quietly beginning. The world may never fully understand the battles hidden behind human smiles, but heaven remembers every unseen struggle, every silent prayer, every unfinished story.